Good morning.
Good afternoon.
And good evening. And it is our absolute pleasure to give you a very warm welcome to all of you for our first ROHHAD International Consortium Virtual Symposium Conference for those in Europe. Thank you so much to all of you for joining us here today.
I'm Danielle Carney, and I'm the founding member and consultant along with my husband, William, for the ROHHAD Fight, Inc., which is a 501c3 not-for-profit organization. It was formed in 2011 when my daughter, Marissa, was diagnosed at 5 with ROHHAD. And the charity was formed in order to raise awareness, financial assistance to the parents and families, ROHHAD, and most importantly, to raise money for scientific research, because there isn't enough funds in order to make sure that we can look into the cause of ROHHAD, and also to help the doctors understand it better and have early detection. We are very grateful to all our volunteers and especially our board members for helping us form ROHHAD Fight Inc. and to continue it.
Thanks, Danielle. And my name is Elizabeth French, and I am a co-founder of the ROHHAD Association charity. I am also a founding member of the ROHHAD International Consortium, who are hosting our rare disease symposium today. And I am also a mum to a very incredible young man. His name is Aaron, and he is a ROHHAD warrior too. Aaron was first symptomatic with ROHHAD symptoms from the age of 2. His diagnosis didn't come until the age of 5. And shortly after that, I and other members of our community and our closest friends, we founded the ROHHAD Association charity. Much like our sister charity in America, ROHHAD Fight, Danielle and her team and community, we essentially we founded the charity to help raise awareness for the rare disease and develop understanding within our local community and further afield here in the UK for the ROHHAD children. And what we wanted to do was also raise as much money as we possibly could to help fund that vital research that was needed, because ROHHAD syndrome is an orphan disease and it was badly underfunded, with the exception of my good friend here and her community. We didn't have enough funds to have answers to the disease just yet. So basically, it is a rotten disease to be living with. We know this, and we have our own children going through it and living with it on a daily basis, but they're not our only inspiration for founding our charities. We wanted to help all of the other families globally as well and to bring them together. So both our charities are global charities. We also have another sister charity in Belgium, in Europe, ROHHAD Association Belgium. And you know, we are here trying our absolute best and working with our communities, clinicians, researchers to make a difference. We are going to explain a little bit about what ROHHAD is, just for anyone who's tuning in and watching that perhaps doesn't know a lot about the disease or know what it is. So Danielle, would you like to explain what it is?
So ROHHAD was an acronym that was developed to shorten. What it stands for is basically rapid onset obesity with hypothalamic dysfunction, hypoventilation, and autonomic dysregulation, which is a lot of, basically it's saying that the brain is shutting down certain systems within the bodies. And it's different for each child, but most of them as a whole all have the part where you have trouble breathing, and that you can't breathe and they're on ventilators or need assistance breathing at some point, whether it's during the day or at night. So that is the main one that's similar, but it affects all the different systems, whether it's your temperature, whether it's your heart, your digestion, basically all the systems that are autonomic that you don't even, everybody else doesn't think about. You don't think about breathing. You don't think about if you're hot or cold. You don't think about your digestion. But ROHHAD affects all those and takes it away from the children and basically shuts that off for them. And otherwise, they're normal, you wouldn't know it. So it's a very debilitating illness. It affects these children's daily lives consistently and you never know, the horror of it all is you never know when the system is going to shut down and what it's going to do. So it's a terrifying experience for the children specifically and for the families, obviously.
Absolutely. And I think the key thing for everyone that's watching today to remember is, as Danielle said, it does affect all of our children differently, but they do suffer, every one of them, from each part of the acronym. And it is debilitating, it's daily, but equally they also spend a significant amount of their time in and out of hospitals. They have invasive investigations. At this moment in time, there is no cure. We know what ROHHAD is doing to the bodies, but we don't know why it's happening. We don't know what causes it just yet, but we're working on that. And we also, we don't know, how best to treat it fully. There is treatments there, but there is no cure. And those treatments are heavily medicalised. Almost all of our children will need help with their breathing. Every one of them do, whether it be oxygen, BiPAP ventilation, or tracheostomy and ventilation 24/7. So it's very debilitating, like Danielle says. And every single one of the kids, though, are inspiring in their own way. Absolutely, 100%. I couldn't live with what they live with on a daily basis and still smile each day. And I think most of our kids do. They all struggle at times, but every one of them has hopes, dreams, ambitions, and that is their inspiration for being here. And that was my inspiration for wanting to just go that little step further than what we were already doing globally. So during the pandemic, just before the pandemic hit, what happened was we had people apply to our charity, clinician teams and researchers apply to our charity for funding. We couldn't fund them all. There was 5 teams applied and we could only fund 3. So I reached out to our sister charity, ROHHAD Fight, and we were able to together fund 5 of those projects for at least the first year to get them underway. And during that time, it was very clear to me that we are a wonderful community, a wonderful global community. We're a small community. But what we were doing was we were working towards the same goal, but we weren't all communicating with each other in the best way possible. So I reached out to everyone and suggested that we come together as a consortium and put all of our minds together to help solve the mysteries that is ROHHAD. And I'm very happy to say that everyone has the same mission. We all have the same goal and ambition. And Danielle's going to tell you what that mission is right now.
So we all sat together, the doctors and the families, and decided that the mission is to work strategically and collaboratively as clinicians, researchers, charities, and families by raising awareness, expediting diagnosis, optimizing care, and ultimately finding a cure for ROHHAD, a rare orphan syndrome. So what has happened since the ROHHAD International Consortium was formed, and even before that, is that everyone that has been involved, that has helped our charities, our local communities, etc., everyone is working really hard. Our families, the research teams, the clinicians, everybody's working incredibly hard. And we are getting there, we are achieving stuff. Our research projects are well underway. Do we need more funds? Absolutely, we do. We are close to getting the answers that we need, and all of us within the consortium are full of hope, and you're going to hear some more about that today at this symposium. You're going to hear from some of those research teams and what their hopes are and what they're actually doing scientifically. This is a wonderful effort globally. As I said, we're a small community globally, but we are a mighty one, and I have so much faith in us that we are going to find the answers that we're all seeking. But more importantly, we're going to improve those treatments.
We are going to help our children. We are going to give them a better quality of life, and hopefully one day we will find that cure. But we need that support and effort to continue. And it is our hope as well that that will build as time goes on so that we can fulfill our missions. So Danielle, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about how they can get involved and help?
Well, again, all of us are global, and you go on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, ROHHAD Fight is on all those. If you want to specifically reach out to us, you can go on our website, www.rohhadfight.org, or email rohhadfight@aol.com. But certainly we're all over social media. And if you even message through Facebook, which a lot of family members have done or people have reached out, it's certainly welcomed. And for ROHHAD Association, go ahead, Lisa.
Yeah, so for ROHHAD Association, as Danielle said, we are all on social media, and that's where our support groups are as well. So if you're a new family that happens to have found us and haven't been on our support groups yet, please get in touch via ROHHAD Fight or ROHHAD Association. Our website is www.rohhadassociation.com, and we will soon, hopefully, be launching our ROHHAD International Consortium website as well. So get on our social media pages, help if you can. If you're interested in getting involved, helping with fundraisers, etc., don't be shy, come forward, reach out to us. If you are a family like us and you want to get your local community involved, please reach out to all of us at the Consortium, and we are just full of advice on how to do that and how to get the most from your community. Now, today's symposium is mainly scientific, thanks to the incredible research teams and the research that is already underway, both into ROHHAD and other rare diseases, that helps us all understand ROHHAD a little more. So let's begin now and introduce our first live speaker. Just before we do, there will be an opportunity to ask questions and interact with our live speakers today. We will be in hand throughout to read your questions out loud to the clinicians, and we will do our best to get through as many as possible. So if you have a question whilst watching, please interact with Danielle and I, and we will get through as many as we can. We'll be with you for the next part of this symposium. So shall we get it underway, Danielle? What do you say?
Absolutely. And just remember, it's recorded. So if you want to come back and take a look at something else or revisit it, it's going to be available for at least, I think, a few weeks or so. So let's get started and hear what everyone has to say. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Let's go for it.